Hey everybody, this is John and you're watching the Real Man Rom-Com Review. And today I'm going to give you my review of the movies from Hallmark and Great American Family for the weekend of December 9th through 11th in 2022. The worst movie of the week was The Most Colorful Time of the Year, which aired Friday the 9th of December on the Hallmark Channel. Now, Michelle is an ophthalmologist and Ryan is the science teacher for Michelle's daughter Bailey. And Ryan is colorblind and Michelle has figured this out. And she ends up signing up him to participate in a trial for glasses that help people with color blindness to see colors. Problem is she doesn't tell him that he's gonna do this. And so anyway, Ryan's selected, but he doesn't want to participate, and Bailey ends up taking the glasses to school where Ryan ends up trying them on, and he sees a whole new world of color that he had not seen all of his life. Now, Ryan and Michelle eventually fall in love and kissy kissy. Yep, that about covers this abomination of a movie. I mean, there was so much wrong in this movie that I just couldn't get past. Look, first, no eye doctor is going to ever submit someone for a clinical trial without their permission. And no person who's afflicted with color blindness would just accept that this is their fate in life, especially someone who is a science teacher. Hello. Okay, listen. Look, and after he tries on the glasses, and he's in the school, he sees all these Christmas trees. Where does Michelle take him? She takes him to a church. And what do? No, they don't check out the gorgeous stained glass windows of the church. No, they volunteer to wrap packages. Anyway, Ryan also wants to know why red and green are Christmas colors, and he doesn't understand what mistletoe is. Okay, so let me state this again. He is a science teacher. Shouldn't he know these things? Anyway, look, the coup de grace for me was when Michelle takes him to a flower shop, and he says he's never smelled the flowers before. I mean, you just can't make this stuff up, okay? Now listen, on a serious note, there was a commercial during this movie for these glasses that are called Enchroma glasses, which actually do help people with color blindness see the world. So that was really cool. But as for this movie, easily worst top 10 in my worst top 10 of the year. Just skip it. Number 5 was Christmas Class Reunion, which aired Saturday, the 10th of December on the Hallmark Channel. Now, Elle is a data cloud manager at a company called Zig, and she was the senior class president, so she's tasked with managing the 15-year class reunion that's coming up. And ever since the disastrous 2007 winter formal, every event that this class has tried to put on has been an utter disaster. And the class is now cursed, but she is going to break the curse by having the perfect event. Now, Vice President Ryan, who was the cool jock type back in high school, is now a single dad and runs an event supply company, which is providing the goods for the reunion. Look, the rest of this movie is basically about how to throw an event, and it bored me to tears. And I hated to see this because I really liked the other movies that the always adorable Amy Teagarden has been in, especially my favorite movie from last year, My Family Christmas Tree. But look, even she could not save this movie. Now, there were two characters in this movie that I really liked, the principal and the elf. Both were scene stealers, and both gave me very laughable moments in an otherwise boring movie. Look, this movie could easily have been done for New Year, new movies, or anything else, because it really wasn't all that Christmas, so just skip it. Number 4 was The Art of Christmas, which aired Saturday, the 10th of December on Great American Family. Now, Olivia James, or Liv, is a painter who's about to have her first art show at the art gallery that is owned by her boyfriend's father. And she needs this show to do well because she used up all her savings to take her shot at becoming a full-time artist. Now, Bradley, her boyfriend, thinks her artwork is nice and it makes him feel good, which is not the words that Liv wants to hear. Well, anyway, the caterer for this show has canceled, so he calls Liv to come over and bail him out. What a freaking dork! Anyway, so Liz runs into Jake. I mean, literally runs into Jake outside the show, where she causes him to spill his beet smoothie all over his dress shirt. A beet smoothie? Gross. Anyway. So he has to change into his hockey shirt to attend this art show, and during the show, there's a fire in the kitchen, and all of Liv's artwork is lost, except for a painting that Liv and Jake were discussing together, which Jake managed to save. Now, Liv, because she's lost everything now, has to take a part-time job teaching to make ends meet. And there she runs into Jake, who also teaches at the school, and Jake recruits Liv to help out with the Christmas concert. Now, Jake's buddy Reggie invites Liv to come out with them for karaoke night, but she has a dinner date with Bradley and Bradley's dad. And at the dinner, Bradley's dad blames Bradley for starting the fire at the gallery. Bradley ends up giving Liv a check from the insurance company that to cover the cost of her artwork, and tells her she no longer needs to teach at the school. And Liv tells him she just can't up and quit. And Bradley and Dad have to leave dinner because he gets some phone call or whatever. And Liv ends up telling her, look, Bradley, look, this relationship ain't going anywhere. Oh, you're done. Out. See ya. So Liv and her bestie Britt end up going to karaoke, where Britt and Reggie hit it off. And Liv has such a good time, she's inspired to go home and create new art. And for Liv's birthday, Jake ends up dressing up as a knight, and they get Liv to dress up as a princess. And guess what? Bradley shows up and tells Jake that he and Liv are still together. And Liv tells Bradley to take a hike again. And Bradley relents and slinks away in defeat. But hey, they're going to be friends, and she can still show her artwork at the gallery when it opens up in a few weeks and whatever. So at the Christmas concert, Jake and Liv end up confessing their love for each other. Kissy, kissy, all wonderful. Look, this movie was just, it was nothing exciting. I mean, but I really did like Bridget Kingsley, who played Liv in this movie. I mean, she kind of reminded me of a mix of maybe like a little Bethany Joy Lenz and a little Brooke Dorsey, which made watching this movie much more tolerable. And Jake's buddy Reggie stole the show in this movie. I mean, he was energetic and he was funny. And honestly, I just wish Liv would have connected with him instead of boring old Jake. But, oh well. So, being so late in the Christmas season, I really wouldn't seek out watching this movie. But if you do come across it while it's on, it's worth watching it and doing. My number 3 movie was The Gift of Peace, which aired Saturday, the 10th of December on the Hallmark Movies Mysteries channel. Now, Tracy has lost her who's an artist, okay, by the way, has lost her husband, Greg, 2 years ago, and she's struggling to get past the pain and grief to the point that she can't create a painting for the annual Christmas exhibition that's coming up. Now, Mike he leads a support group at church. It's a grief support group. And Tracy decides to join the recommendation of her friend. And the group consists of Ethel, Regina, Justin, Mike, and Tracy. And when Mike decides to open the meeting that Tracy comes to in prayer, it triggers memories of Greg, and Tracy bolts out the door. And Tracy's just so befuddled with everything and her lack of being able to do art again that she just thinks that maybe it's time for her to give up painting. Now, she does go back to the group and she does apologize to him. And she ends up sharing in this session that she's angry. That's it. She's angry. But she does then ask them if talking about grief makes them relive the pain of their loss over and over again. Well, anyway, so Tracy ends up asking Mike if he's lost someone, and Mike deflects, and, well, Tracy reveals that she no longer prays, and Mike tells her, look, that God answers prayers in unexpected ways, and just give things a chance. But Tracy does eventually share with Mike about the group about Greg's brain tumor and death, and And this opening up has allowed Tracy to start painting again. Well, Mike ends up taking the group on a trip out to the mountains to watch this beautiful sunrise, and Mike gets Tracy to laugh by telling this bad joke, which means that now that Tracy has to go to dinner with Mike, and Tracy's parents are glad to see that she's taking this next step in her life. And Tracy, so Mike ends up taking her on a date. They go to dinner or do whatever, and they go to this rapping contest where they have to rap a bicycle. And of course, they win the rapping contest. Anyway, so Mike ends up sharing about Melody's death with Tracy, and Melody had an ornament that with her. It was in a car when it crashed, and Tracy ends up fixing the ornament. So Tracy has these memories of Greg that go on here and there through the movie, and this last memory was Greg telling her to never stop laughing, loving, and living. And this gives Tracy the inspiration to go out and help the others in their group find peace from their pain. And she then paints a portrait of the group, which she reveals at the art show. And after the art show, they go out in the parking lot, and Mike does this balloon release to remember the people that they lost in their lives. And Tracy and Mike agreed to take the next step in their relationship, although it will be slow. And that's the end of the movie. No kiss, no whatever, just the end of the movie. Look, I mean, this is another movie this week. I mean, I just wasn't all that vested in the story or the characters, which is, again, disappointing because I really like Nikki DeLoach and Brennan Elliott. And I think I'm just tired of seeing Nikki DeLoach in another sappy I've Lost So-and-so movie. I mean, we've had 5 More Minutes, 2 Turtle Doves, Cranberry Christmas, and now this. I mean, come on, Nikki, please, make another Christmas Land. Oh, wait. That was another Lost Family Member movie. Oh, my God. Okay. All right, I got it. How about let's make another movie like you did A Perfect Catch or Dying with Chocolate or Summer Autumn or A Dream of Christmas. Hey, wait. God, these are all Andrew Walker movies. She needs to do another movie with Andrew Walker. That will do it. Look, I love you, Nikki, but you need to break out of this rut and do a comedy. Please. All right. So my number 2 movie was The Crown Prince of Christmas, which aired Sunday, the 11th of December on Great American Family. Now, Madison and Sebastian work at the Garland Hotel in New York City, and the royal family of Luxembourg is coming to the Christmas gala that's going on at the hotel. Now, the prince is rumored to already be in New York City, but he's never been photographed. And while the headliner for the event has, there's a singer that's supposed to headline the gala, and that person has dropped out, and Sebastian thinks that Madison should audition for the headlining act. Madison has a terrible case of stage fright and will not sing in front of others, so she is not going to audition for this thing. Now, Madison's mom and sister end up arriving at the hotel where they meet Sebastian, and they are pretty confident that Sebastian is the Prince of Luxembourg from a blurry picture taken from a long distance away, but they're pretty confident it looks just like him. And Sebastian, well, he says he is the prince, and Madison indicates that, well, she's actually dating Sebastian and whatever. So anyway, so we got this like fake dating relationship movie again. But hey, listen, they have to keep this relationship, mom and sister have to keep this relationship top secret. Now, Sebastian agrees to play along with this whole thing only if Madison agrees to audition for the gala. Now, Madison tries to teach Sebastian the customs of Luxembourg, which really tickles Sebastian greatly because he is actually the prince. So Madison, at her first, practice for session with Sebastian for the audition, sings really softly and doesn't have any fire in her voice and all that. And so Sebastian is trying to find ways to encourage her and all that. Well, he ends up taking her out to this bridge out in Central Park, and he tells her to just sing for her. And Madison belts out this beautiful beautiful version of Oh Silent Night. And Sebastian videos it, and Madison sees it, and and Sebastian convinces her to send this off to the producer of the gala, and the guy at the gala ends up choosing her as the headliner. Now, Sebastian is supposed to go have dinner with Madison and her family, so they were supposed to meet at the train station, but hey, he's the prince, so he shows up in a white stretch limo, all decked out in his princely garb, to pick up Madison for dinner to take with the parents. Now, Madison tells Dad in private that she was chosen for the gala, and Dad wants the family to come, but tickets are $3,000 each, so that's about $12,000 for the family to come, and that's a little steep for the family. But Madison wishes that Sebastian was really the prince because she's developed feelings for him, and what she doesn't know is that if these feelings are for the Sebastian that she knows, or the Prince Sebastian that he is playing. So they almost kiss, and Dad walks in and breaks up the kiss. Now, Madison she's had it. She can't continue on with this lie any longer and this whole farce, and she just tells Sebastian that he needs to leave. And Madison ends up telling her parents that Sebastian isn't the prince, to which Mom says, no, he actually is, because they have just found an actual picture of him, a clear picture of him on the internet, and guess what? Sebastian is the prince. And Madison now freaks out because she's got to sing in front of him, and she decides she can't do this, and so she withdraws from the gala. Well, anyway, eventually they get to the gala, and Madison has gotten her spot back because the prince wants her to sing. And she ends up singing this beautiful version of Silent Night and receives a standing ovation. And Madison and Sebastian kiss and everything. They all live happily ever after. Look, this is a pretty predictable movie from the get-go, but it was still enjoyable to watch. Now, I really had no idea that Cindy Busby was a singer, and she rocked it. I was pretty impressed. And I actually read an article where this isn't, she doesn't record or anything. This is just something she did for fun, and she did it in this movie because it was part of the thing. So, cool. Anyway, what I don't understand is, why does all these royal families, they all have to be British? It doesn't make sense to me. I mean, there was this whole thing about, whether it's a biscuit or a cookie or, anything else. But anyway. But look, if you run across this movie, watch it. It's worth it just watching Cindy sing. My number one movie this week was The Holiday Sitter, which aired Sunday, the 11th of December on the Hallmark Channel. Now, Sam is a self-employed financial consultant in New York. And he goes out on a blind date with Dr. Vance, who reveals that he loves kids. And Sam is decided that, because he's not ready for kids, he doesn't want a family, he's ready for the check. And when Vance discovers that Sam is about to go spend Christmas alone in Hawaii, he's decided that he wants the check as well. And now Sam's sister and brother-in-law are adopting, and the baby wasn't supposed to be due until New Year's, but guess what? The baby has come a week early, and they need to go find someone to watch the kids while they go off to go adopt this baby. Well, it's only just a few days before Christmas, and everybody's got plans except for guess who? Sam. That's right. Although they don't want to call Sam because the last time Sam did things for them, he almost burned the house down. So anyway, they don't have any other choice. They call Sam. Sam agrees, and Sam arrives. And when he arrives at the house, he meets Jason, who is their neighbor, and he's also doing remodeling work into the nursery. And Jason knows that Sam has on designer shoes, which makes Sam figure out that Jason is gay as well as Sam is. So Sam confronts his sister about why she never introduced Jason to Sam, to which she indicated that they were not compatible because Jason wants to have a family and Sam doesn't. Well, anyway, so Sam, not knowing what to do, and Jason kind of having neat nephews or whatever, and wanting to have a family, he wants to adopt a kid. Well, he realizes that Jason's kind of figured this out, and so Sam hires Jason to be the adopted uncle while they're gone, and he's going to pay them, and that's great because Jason needs the money to pay for the attorney for the adoption. So they end up making pancakes together. They redecorate a Christmas tree that Sam knocked down. They go on a Christmas walk together and all that other stuff. And all these things lead to them developing feelings for each other and all of that. Well, anyway, Sam's sister is going to be snowed in and miss Christmas, which is going to destroy the kids. And Sam figures out how to reach out to their dad, who has a big pickup truck, four-wheel drive pickup truck, and he can go get them and save Christmas. So during all of this time, Sam has kind of learned from Jason to develop a little uncle skills. And when his niece is worried that mom and dad aren't going to love her as much as they do because there's a baby coming along, he offers some really good advice. And Jason is standing out in the hall and hears it, and he likes what he hears out of Sam. Now, Dad ends up arriving with his daughter and his son-in-law and his new grandbaby in time for Christmas. And Sam pays Jason for his services, but Jason puts the check back in Sam's stocking. And Jason, upset that Sam's paid him, talks about this with his brother, who points out that, hey, Sam just fulfilled the agreement that y'all made together. So anyway, Sam finds the check in his stocking on Christmas morning, and he runs over to Jason's house, and they confess their love with each other, and they kiss, which brings on cheers from the whole family. Woo! Hey, now look, this was the first movie with gay men as the leads, and Hallmark really didn't shove it down our throats in every scene, which was nice. I mean, it really played out much like the majority of every other Hallmark Christmas movie does, with main character love arcs. I mean, all right, okay, so for me, the kissing was a little uncomfortable to watch, and Jason's smoldering looks at Sam were uncomfortable for me, but look, that's my issue. That's not the movie's issue. But, I guess in a way, that's how some people feel when they see if they're gay, and you see Luke McFarlane kissing a girl because Luke McFarlane's gay. Anyway, so who am I to complain? Look, I enjoyed this movie for what it was. It was a sappy, funny rom-com Christmas movie. Now, look, there were some very funny moments in this movie as well. I mean, the opening scene when they're each asking for the check, it made me snicker. I remembered having a few dates like that back in my day. And Lisa and I couldn't help laughing after Sam knocks down this tree. They set the tree back up and they redecorate it, and as they walk away, the tree is, obviously it's a fake tree, and the tree has now been bent and very crooked, and there's no way that they're not going to be able to hide this from Sam's sister and brother-in-law. But the funniest line of the whole movie was while Sam was sleep-talking, and he blurted out, "Stop trying to make fetch happen," which of course is an Easter egg back to the new Queen of Christmas, Lacey Chabert, and her role in Mean Girls, which also starred Jonathan Bennett. Now look, I do recommend watching this movie if you can before the Christmas movie season comes to an end. Now if these Christmas reviews have made you want to make Santa waffles or sing Christmas carols in the park for the world to hear, then please give me a thumbs up. And if you want to hear reviews of my other Hallmark and Great American Family movies, as well as other rom-coms in the future, please subscribe, ring the bell, and be notified of future videos. I'm John, and you've been watching The Real Man Rom-Com Review. And if you want to hear